Where are you at now? Let's see.
Oh, we are live. I think we are live right now. This is Lorenzo with Unicorn Ride. We are in the U.S.-Mexico Pacific border. You can see that's the Pacific Ocean right there. That's the border wall. We're going to pan you over, and you see here's the wall. And right now they're putting razor wire across the top of it. You can see the razor wire going on there. You have two folks in BDU's masks. Looks like they have an air gun, a pistol. They seem to shoot pepper balls. I can't tell what kind of gun it is, but he's heading right there. I'm not sure who he's with. I can't see any of the markings on his shoulders. If you don't know, Unicorn Ride's been working a long time to get itself out here, so thank you so much for all of our donors who are able to get us here. If you look across, you can see there's people from the Caravan on the other side. Some of them are coming here to seek asylum. Other ones are coming here just working along the top. And it looks like they also put fencing on the wall itself. From what we're hearing, there's people crawling underneath. If you've been following this story, you'll know yesterday the first Caravan folks got here. They're actually on top of the wall. And you can see today they're making sure they can't do that again by putting razor wire up. And all these things on top too are supposed to stop people from climbing over. The information we got was that the first sort of like little pockets of people on the Caravan were supposed to get here, and then the more are supposed to get here. From our understanding, there's supposed to be 4,000 or so folks that get here today, 3,000 to 4,000. This is happening all along the southern border of the United States. We started when we first left Minnesota to come here to kind of provide you this live coverage. We're heading to El Paso, Texas first. We wanted to show you ports of entry. From what we've been hearing is that ports of entry with Trump, who changed sort of the asylum laws. People have been piling up at ports of entries. There's encampments now forming on the other side of the border. And what we're hearing is that they're trying to organize the encampments to try to train people that basically how do you seek asylum in the United States, showing people the process of that, because that's what people are trying to do. It's actually a right of the human being to seek asylum. And that's what a lot of folks are trying to do, but it's been definitely changed. Before you could come across, find the Border Patrol person. There's some right there. They're being talked to in a little vehicle. And just say that you're seeking asylum, and you can start kind of the process from there. Trump put an executive order that changed all of that. So now more people are going to be put into these funnels or these ports of entry to seek asylum. We're hearing here that they process about 90, they're working fast now, processing about 90 asylum seekers a day at this port of entry, which is I think about a mile up that way. So there's going to be thousands of people here trying to seek asylum, so we don't know what's going to happen. We're not sure what happens when the influx of people get here. We're hearing different things from the other side in Tijuana. We're hoping to go over there as well. But yeah, we wanted to make sure to be here, bringing this live coverage. Again, this is Unicorn Ride. You're watching us here in, I guess, right just south of San Diego, the Mexico-United States border. You can see the fence there. And we're planning to stay here as long as we can just to see what does happen. We're hearing that there's thousands of people are going to come here. There's going to probably be an encampment started on that side, because where are they going to go? There's already housing, sort of speculations. The housing is there's not a lot of housing on that side, and so we don't really know. If you look, we can look over here. That's San Diego right over there, right? I think right there, right there. So that's San Diego. You can see some helicopters going around. That's a naval base right there. So those are common. We already checked with the local folks here. There's usually Black Hawks kind of circling around, but you can see it's a beautiful day. The ocean is incredible, and now we're just sort of sitting here waiting to see what happens. We don't really know, but what we do know is that the military at least is here. At least people in BDUs are here. I can't tell if they're in the military. I can't get close enough, I guess. Yeah, I won't ask them. But you also got these vehicles up here on this hill. You got people in it's militarized here, but at this point, the police in the United States look almost the exact same. Border Patrol looks like the exact same. DHS agents all look the exact same. Basically, they all look like they're in the military. So I'm not really sure who they are. Maybe
it's police.
It says police. So yeah, so we can zoom in. Luckily, our camera operator John Z here is zooming in for us, so we can see them looking across the border. He said it says police on their chest there, and military. So the gentleman next to me is saying. People have been kind of coming in and out, kind of coming and doing what we're doing, checking out what's going on along the border. We met some people on the walk-in who said they live three or 4 miles away. They heard this was happening. They had to come check it out. People they know are like, is this really happening? My brother actually called me, and I was wondering where I was at. I told him I was about here. Said he hadn't heard anything about it in the news. So if you have been following what's been called the migrant caravan, this asylum seeker caravan, has a lot of different names. We've been following that before the election cycle in the United States. It was basically news everywhere. The president, administration deployed, I think it activated, it was 15,000 U.S. troops. There's 5,000 deployed right now, 10,000 waiting to go. all these different forces getting ready to rush down here. And then after the election cycle happened, there's been no story. There's been really nothing going on. There's not as much information. But we have been planning to come down here for quite a while. And I've been lucky enough to be able to hear from the other side what's kind of been going on a little bit. And so we've been planning to be here for a bit. It took a little bit longer than we had wanted, but we're here now. If you do want to see this coverage, please check out it right now. We have a recurring donation drive. We're hoping to provide coverage like this as much as possible. We need to build a base of support so we can get out here before we have to like kind of fundraise forever. And so that's kind of why it took us a little bit to get here, to talk to some people, get some help before we can sit here and hopefully be here as long as we can. We don't know what's going to happen. The only thing we do know is there's going to be thousands of people kind of gathering on the other side of the border, running against basically this hardening border right now, where you have these razor wires, you have basically these people deployed here, sort of hardening these points. We haven't seen much interaction. You can kind of see us across somebody on the other side of the fence kind of coming up. It looks like you can get closer on that side. Here, from my understanding, is like past this, you can see like U.S. property. Past this line, this is all federal land. So they kind of operate, they have jurisdiction. We're not supposed to be able to move up and down that. I think we can go up there, but we haven't tested our signal that much. This is the first time we've got it to work, so we want to stay live here for a while. Our studio is back there. I want to thank them for doing all the work they're doing, keeping this up and going. And if there's any questions, if you can just text me studio, that'd be great. I can't see the questions right now. I think we are live on Facebook, on Periscope, live stream, YouTube. So thank you all our viewers. Click follow, click like, share that link out. It's the only way we get any traction. We are an independent, non-commercial organization. So you're basically our commercials, I guess. You just tell folks you like us if you do. But anyway, so yeah, so we're gonna be here for a while. Like I said, we're here with John Z. We got the studio back. Like I said, we're gonna be here for days. So if you want to see this coverage, please check out that donor drive, recurring donation drive. I think the studio will drop that in the links. And then give what you can. Basically, as much as you. We'll stay out here as long as we can until like we run out of funds. So, I mean, I think that's kind of the goal. We gotta look at John Z. Yeah, we got a thumbs up. So yeah, so we are here, United States border. We wanted to check in really quick, give you a live feed, let you know if anything does go down. We'll be standing here for a little bit, and that's it. Yeah, that's all I really got. Really glad to be here. Thanks a lot for sending us. And we just don't really know what's going to happen. Like I said, lots of chatter. A lot of people saying that this is going to happen, that's going to happen, but in the end, we just don't know. All we know is there is going to be some sort of like moment where these two sides decide that something's going to happen. Someone's going to decide something. Right now, it sounds like people are just trying to seek asylum, but the asylum checkpoints have all been slowed down just from the giant influx. They've been hurried up, but there's still 90 people a day to thousands, which doesn't seem very like it's gonna do much. So, anyways, you want to say anything? You got any ideas? No. All right, let's take a look around and look and see if we got any questions. If you do have questions, drop them in the chat. I'll come back and do my best to answer them. So. How's it going? Do y'all want to talk about this at all?
Yeah, absolutely. These gentlemen have a lot to say. They're very smart.
Do you want to say anything? It's live.
It's live.
Yeah.
It's live on the internet. Yeah. But he was talking about. We were just talking about how hard is it for the people that are coming here to go through the port of entry.
Well, from what we were hearing when we were coming down was the port of entry is about 90 people a day now is going through. And so there's thousands coming. So it's possible. And I think that people are trying to go that way, but I don't know any more information than that. I mean, I've never gone through it.
The problem is more than just waiting in line. It's probably they have to have paperwork and they have to have property or something in order to get into the country.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to generate an excuse for what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And so and they're saying, well, I guess they don't want to go through the port of entry.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, eventually somebody will try to put a number on them, I guess. You know, it's like that's basically right. You gotta like sign up for everything in the United States. Yeah, you know. So. Right. Did you have anything to say about it at all, or?
You talk about that barbed wire. What type of barbed wire?
Yeah. What kind of wire is this?
Well,
you know.
Concertina.
Concertina.
Concertina razor wire. It's concertina because it's like an accordion.
Oh.
Why don't you try to text that?
I know it's sharp. Yeah, it's the same wire at Standing Rock. This is what they put all around the drill pad.
And it's compact. It folds right up into a small package. So
like are you all from around here? Or?
Yeah.
What do y'all think is going to happen here? Like what? From my understanding, it's thousands of people come in. You got this I'm not sure what they have on. They said they have like air guns or something. But I mean, it seems really calm right now. It's just a beautiful day.
Yeah, I don't know why they would come to this location. There's plenty of other places to go.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking that this is like kind of like if this is where you're going to cross. This is your, and you don't want to go through the port of entry. You're not going to get probably too far. It's just a giant beach.
I don't think they're going to come through here. I think they're going to go through somewhere else. Yeah, because they know that you guys are already here. Everybody's here.
Yeah,
it only makes sense.
So, I had an undocumented worker working for me a number of years ago. It was when Reagan was in the office, and they came out with the amnesty program. And Jaime was a brilliant worker. He was a very hard worker, and I was more than happy to sign the amnesty papers to allow him to become an American citizen, because he was going to contribute to this country. And I think a lot of these people are trying to do that. They just have to follow a process, and this country needs to figure out a process that's going to do that. We just can't obviously open up the borders for everybody, but this whole thing here is a political stunt by our leader.
What is the political? I mean, I heard that too, but I wonder when the political stunt ends. Like, when is it?
When he loses interest in this, and it'll go on. This will all die here shortly, because he'll move on to something else and start ripping somebody else apart. So this is all political.
Yeah. So you feel like, in your experience, you've met people who are undocumented, were good workers. Like, you felt they would contribute to this country being here.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's why it's a shame they haven't figured out how to figure out this dreamer situation. And there has to be a compromise, because otherwise, everybody's dug in on each side, and that's not healthy. And there needs to be compromise. And I'm hoping that kind of the new round of people getting in there will help move that direction. But we're very polarized at this point.
Well, I feel like right now there's like a feeling like the country's trying to define itself. And so it's like some people feel like it's not a country of immigrants somehow, even though that's weird. Yeah, I was going to say
it is. Right. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, it's pretty simple. But there's people out there somehow seem to think it's not, and that they've been here forever, but they came from somewhere else. Most people came from somewhere else, except for Native folks who are already here. So yeah, it's a weird moment, I think, right now in the country, and it's weird to be at this place and talk about it as a political stunt. When the razor wire's out, you have these gentlemen here deployed in their BDUs, overlooking a work crew, putting up political ploy razor wire. It's just hard to really think about it that way. Mostly, I think, for a minority. I don't know. Like, as somebody who, it's all those words that are said mean something to the community, because the people carry those words forward and it affects those communities. And so it's like it's a political stunt. But it's going to have lasting effects for people who live in the United States, who are citizens, who've been here for generations. Like, just because, yeah. So it's hard.
I thought they weren't carrying guns.
Oh, here, look at this.
They got guns, man.
So that's the police right there. Don't worry, they've already militarized. They got past the having conversations about being militarized. And there you go. Well, thanks for speaking with us. My name is Lorenzo, by the way.
Lorenzo, Bob.
Bob?
Barry.
Nice to meet you as well.
Okay.
All right.
So you're going back around that way instead of that way, right?
Yeah, all the way from Minneapolis. We've been driving for days. Like, I was telling him, we're going to Texas first. We're going to go to El Paso. Just to look at the port of entry. We'd heard there's like an encampment on the other side. And then basically we heard that there's going to be thousands of people showing up today. So we just like... Yeah. And here we are. Now we're in California on this beautiful beach.
Meet a couple guys just wandering.
Yeah, that's the life. Yeah, I like when people talk, so it's all good.
All right.
Thanks a lot. Good luck to you all.
Good luck. Thank you.
You up too?
Yeah, we're going to take it easy.
Peace.
Peace out, guys.
All right, so there's a few folks just talking with us. Really nice gentlemen, folks. I don't know if they're gentlemen, whatever. Sounds good. Anyways, yeah, so that's it. I don't know what else to tell you. We're going to keep live for 1 second. I'm going to check and see if we got any questions. One moment here.
So I want to thank everyone for watching today. This is John behind the camera, just reminding you guys to please check out our new fundraiser, end of the year fundraiser for Unicorn Riot. It's how we're planning to be able to give you coverage like this ongoing in the future, be deployed in the field as long as we need to. And so you can go to our page, unicornandriot.ninja, and you can find our donate options there. And there's a page for the fundraiser as well. I believe somebody in our studio probably pinned that in the comments. So right now,